Hi, and welcome back. I'm here with Colton Lenz, the co-owner of The Local. Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, The Local, that used to be Char, right?
It was, and still actually is Char.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a smooth transition. We've been doing a lot of the remodeling after hours, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. kind of stuff.
Right.
So it impacted the business as little as possible and impacted the community as little as possible.
Well, great, yeah, because I was just telling you earlier before, we can't miss our wing nights on Monday.
Nope,
That's one of my
we're still going to
favorites.
have wing nights. In fact, that's going to be featured as part of the locals thing as well. We are still going to do wing nights. We're still going to do half-price wine on Wednesdays. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So it's kind of a little bit of the same things, but there's also some new additions to the restaurant, correct?
Well, it's first of all, it's a completely different concept. It's a family business, and we bought Char 5.5 years ago, and we bought it as an existing business. It was what it is now is what it was then, and we feel like we've made improvements over the years and et cetera. But it was never our vision. Now, we're making it our vision, and that's why it's actually called The Local. We're going to focus on sourcing as much locally as possible: produce, meat, bread, services, those kinds of things, which is much more difficult to do. So we're going to start, we're going for 50% to start. Eventually get up to like 70%, and further and further. I'm not sure anybody can ever get 100%, but that would be great if we were able to do that. But it's a process, and we already Char already sources some things locally. We use local distributors like Lettuce Produce. We get our meat from High Country Meat Center. Those kinds of things will continue to happen, and we're just going to take it to the next step. And do as much local as possible. Obviously, it's hard to get affordable tomatoes in January locally, but so you adapt. But when we can, as much as we can, is what we're going to be doing.
That's fantastic. That's great for you guys. It's great for the customers because it's fresh, and it also helps out the local farmers in the area. So that's full circle.
That's
win-win situation.
That's a big part of it is supporting the local community, the local economy.
Right.
And that's another reason why we kind of changed the concept as well. We have, we looked at what we had, and we said we want to make this place even more comfortable than it is. So we've refinished all of the tables in there. We've built some bench seating. We're putting in a lounge area, so nice leather couches, ottomans, chairs, coffee tables. A good place to come in and have a glass of wine, appetizer after work or into the early evening. We've thrown in some pool tables, some brand new, really nice pay-by-the-hour pool tables, so you don't have to be bringing your change, and really, just really nice atmosphere. We put up a bunch of 50-inch televisions so that a little bit more sports friendly. If you want to come and watch the game, have a nice meal, we are now a great place to do that. And all the best things about what we were are going to continue. We still have that wonderful deck. The quality of the food is going to stay exactly the same, but we have dropped the prices. Now you can come into the Local and you can get an entree for an average of $12 to $15, and you can still get our goat cheeseburger, which is a favorite, the shrimp and grits.
I was about to ask you, are you going to keep the shrimp and grits?
I will never get rid of the shrimp and grits. I mean, oh my gosh, everybody loves that, and there's a few items that we think we do really well, and the community really loves. We're going to keep those things.
Okay, good.
But it's a pretty much a brand new menu. And so I encourage everybody to come and check it out because we're pretty proud of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great place. I've always enjoyed the atmosphere there. And I'm really excited about half-price wine glass and the shrimp and grits.
On Wednesdays,
on Wednesday, I'm very excited about that.
Glasses. Now, it used to be bottles. Now you can get a half-price wine glass.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And we're still going to do brunch on Sundays. I mean, that's not going to change. Some of the menu items might change a little bit because now we're doing different stuff. But we've got that. If you've ever been to Char, we had that that full-size pizza oven that wasn't working.
Yeah.
When we bought the place, it wasn't working. Now the local's going to feature. It is working now, so the local's going to be featuring flatbreads, pizzas. It's all going to be wood fired, so we're trying to use hickory as much as we can anyway, and we pretty much think we can do that all the time. And then a lot of the appetizers are coming out of there. We're going to be doing a kind of a late night menu. That pizza oven will be running Wednesday through Saturday to start till 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, great.
So if you're out and you want to come see a band, which is what we're going to be featuring a lot of, no longer going to be doing DJs and stuff like that on the Fridays and Saturdays. We're going to be doing bands. If there's not a band scheduled, then it'll just be a good place to come and hang out.
Oh,
we still won't have a
absolutely.
DJ on the weekends. But we're trying to get as many bands as possible, local and traveling. We've put in really nice sound equipment, kind of knocked down a couple of walls so that you can see the band from everywhere in the restaurant pretty much. So some major changes and things that we think that are really going to be well received by the community.
Wonderful. It's just kind of like you're keeping all the really great stuff and just continuing to add even more great stuff to it.
That was the plan.
Wonderful. So what was it that made you want to go out and make a few changes?
My family's been talking about this for years. Like I said, we bought Char,
Right.
and it was an existing business, and we feel like we've run the business pretty well. But it was never really our thing, you know. And we talked about this for a long time. What do we want to do? You know, what ways? What kind of place would I want to go to? You know, all the time, personally. And I mean, my sister Elena, she's the palate of the local. I mean, we have a wonderful chef, and he executes his vision and he executes her vision extremely well. But Elena is the palate. I mean, she's the menu designer, and she does a wonderful job of it. So we talked about, like, what do you want? What would you want to eat when you go out? Well, what kind of prices would you like to pay? How can we make this work? And so now it's our thing. And then the live music thing, I mean, who doesn't love live music? And Boone needs another live music venue.
They really do. I mean, you can never have enough of live music venues for sure.
That's what I think.
So going back to the menu, so what is going to be your favorite item on the menu?
Well,
other than the shrimp and grits, of course. I mean, of course.
Well, the pizza, I'm really excited about the pizza oven. Obviously, I can't have pizza every day of my life, or else that's going to cholesterol. But let's see, shrimp and grits are going to stay. The pizza is going to be fantastic. We have this dish. It's so simple. It's I'm trying to call it the best Brussels sprouts you'll ever have, and they are so good. They're flash fried, and then we toss them in our secret sauce, which is basically sweet soy and citrus. Yeah, I gave away the secret.
I like that.
And you top it with some julienne carrots, and they are so delicious. And it's such a simple little dish.
I love Brussels sprouts, and I love to have them cooked in unique ways. And that sounds like the first thing I'm going to order whenever I go try out the local.
Or you can get the pulled pork nachos smothered in smoked Gouda cheese with Cheerwine barbecue sauce.
I think I'll get both.
Yeah.
Don't judge me if I come in there and just start eating everything, because I can do that.
There's no judgment at the local.
Another great thing about it.
Yeah.
Can eat as much as you want and not get judged.
Right. We're going to be featuring a lot of local beers too. About half, we have 20 taps. About half of those are going to be either North Carolina or very regional, like something out of Greenville, South Carolina, or something out of Georgia. So either regional or North Carolina beers is going to be a big focus, and probably to build bigger down the road, but still keep some of the some of the international favorites like Guinness.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of Guinness.
No, you can't get rid of that. It's delicious. Well, thank you so much for being here. Tell us where we can get more information.
Right now you can still go to char179.com. The Local Boone is going to be the new, thelocalboone.com is going to be the new website. It's not quite up and running yet, but it will be. The phone number stays the same, 828-266-2179. So you can check that out. I did want to say one last thing. The community has been amazing. I can't even tell you. The staff, I mean, they've really worked really hard. And, I get a little emotional.
Well, it's your vision, and it's coming together, and you've worked so hard, and you've got the great support, and
I mean, I can't even tell you how much help we've gotten and how devoted so many people, the staff have been. But even just going outside of that, I mean, you know, I'm not going to drop names because honestly, I will leave people out, and I don't want to leave people out. But you know, so much of the local community has come together to help us do this. You know, to this, you know, people making the sign, where we got the wood for the sign, you know, the remodeling, the wood that we've got for the, we got a big barn wood wall, and all of that came, you know, locally, and a local guy and his buddy put that in for us, and you know, the pool tables were installed by a local guy. You know, as much local as we could do, that's what we did, and the community's been awesome.
Well, that is fantastic, and for good reason too.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm very excited to check it out. And for those who may not know, where is it located?
179 Howard Street.
All right.
If you're not familiar, it's 1 street south of King Street, or Main Street, however you want to call it.
And it's a great location too. So.
Beautiful deck.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
You're
being
welcome.
here. We look forward to seeing the new endeavors of your new restaurant.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.